Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Jum'ah Mubarakah. Thank you guys for having me here. Beautiful masjid, beautiful community center. MashaAllah alaikum. I've been here a couple of times for Eid. Amazing events you guys have, and I am honored to be here today to talk to you about my book about Ramadan and about loosely based on my family. Before I do that, though, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I am born and raised in California, in Oakland. I am Yemeni American. My parents immigrated to Oakland in the 70s. I grew up, I was a little different. I was the black sheep of the family, took up art, and I loved it since I was a little kid. I love cartoons, I love comic books, and it just stuck with me. I'm also a writer, that's me, and if you guys see the slide, I write, I draw. I like to draw buildings. I love the city that I live in. I love Oakland. It's got some amazing architecture. It's a really old city. It's beautiful, and you get to see it all. This particular shot is from the book that I have today called Almost Sunset, and this is it's an estimation of the masjid out there, the biggest one that we have on 31st and Telegraph in Oakland. And it's just, from my head. I didn't really reference a shot or anything like that, but I do love to draw cityscapes. I also love to paint. This is a landscape that I did. And this is one from back home where my parents are from. This is the village where they're from in Yemen. It's called Malah. And I also do digital painting. This is a portrait of me when I was just a little bit younger. And some practice. Interiors, painting. So I did learn to paint and draw and do all that kind of stuff. But today I'm here talking about comics. I do love comics. I like to write comics. I like to tell stories. I just enjoy it so much. And this was a story for someone else that I had laid out, and then they did the finished art. And this is a story I did about my uncle when he was a little kid and how he used to take the sheep out. My grandfathers, both of them, Allah yarhamhum, they were really old. Even when I was just talking to my father about this. My father's father passed away in his 90s when I was a teenager. So this was already years ago. And they used to herd sheep, and they used to have a farm and do all that kind of stuff. So I did a little story about my uncle, about him herding the sheep and what it entailed for him that day. This is just a short story, but this is a page from it. I always loved this one. And my uncle hates it because he's like, you made me look like a wild kid with the hair, no shoes, and I'm running around. I'm like, it's fun. But he liked it. He said he didn't like it, but he liked it. And this is the cover of the book. Alhamdulillah, I've been really happy with this. I took this really seriously, because it's a topic to all our hearts, I believe. I was representing not just our religion, our faith. I was representing my family. It's loosely based on us. I was also representing my Yemeni culture. So it's a kid's book, but at the same time, it's a serious matter to me. And I'm happy to say it's already been getting good reviews, both from religious, reviewers and from secular reviewers too. So I'm really happy. It's been chosen as a Junior Librarian Guild Gold Standard book. It's gotten a starred review from the Library Guild. So I'm really happy. It's alhamdulillah, it's doing great, and I hope you guys, if you guys pick it up today or read it down the line, you guys enjoy it. This is the star of the book. His name is Hassan. He's loosely based on my son. It's not really him. In the book, he is a soccer player. My son is not a soccer player. He's not a sports player of any kind. But in the story, I want to show what are the important things in his life, in your life. You guys, the kids here, what's important in your life? Can you guys raise your hand and tell me what you think is important to you? Games. Abdul likes games. Family? Yeah? Is that your dad right there? Yeah. She said it because you're right there. No. You. Say it louder for me. Get good in your studies? That guy's going to be a genius right there. Okay. Am I man
Friends
there?
and family.
Friends and family. So we got friends, we have family, we have studies, we have games. These are all important to Hassan. His faith, his deen, so his salah, his family, his friends, his studies, his soccer team, and games. For sure, games. My son is totally a gamer. And here we are at Ramadan, and it's just time for Maghrib. Everybody's eating. Well, so speaking of Ramadan, what are some of the Sheikh? I don't know if you guys caught the last salah, but I thought it was really nice, and he talked about it's not just about like abstaining from food. There are other things. There are difficulties. What are some of the things that you guys find hard about Ramadan?
Staying up all the way for Tarawih.
Staying up all the way for Tarawih and waking up early too, right? Before Fajr, you gotta get up and eat a little bit. Yeah.
Keeping your fast for a long time and not eating anything until midset.
Keeping
Keep your fast all day.
keeping your fast all day. Yeah, that is hard. That is really hard.
Like fasting for the entire day because the hardest bit for me was morning because my tummy was hurting so bad, but then I got over it.
Me too. Me too. I'm not even fasting today. I'm a little hungry, and it makes it hard. Yeah.
Like doing Tarawih and then you realize you have no water bottle and then you rush to go to the water fountain and then you realize that you have to go to the end of the prayer because your dad doesn't save your spot.
So, here's Hassan thinking. What are some of the things that are hard for him? And you guys nailed it. You guys are really sharp. Staying up late for Tarawih, getting really tired. Late nights too. So like he's waking up at 4:30. He puts his head down. Next thing you know, it's time to get ready for school. You get a little hangry. You ever heard that term? Hangry? Not hungry, but hangry. So he's treating his friends a little bit mean. He sleeps in class a little bit. He's thirsty for sure. And then I know we always talk about Ramadan is hard and we talk about the food, but it's not always about the food. So I want you guys to think also, I want to show not just us, because we know, but I want to show other people too, people that aren't religious, like these are the benefits of Ramadan. This is the positive side of it. This is what we do it for, and this is, who we are. So what do you guys think are some of the good things about Ramadan? What do you guys look forward to in Ramadan? Yeah.
Praying Tarawih.
Praying Tarawih? Okay.
I want to get rewarded by praying and fasting.
What?
I want to get rewarded by praying and fasting.
Reward. Inshallah. Yeah, all of us.
Challenges.
Challenges you?
Yeah.
Nice. I think he's got one.
Not eating a lot.
Not eating a lot? That's a benefit?
Not to overeat.
Not to overeat. Okay. I was going to say I could use some not eating. I think I could use a little diet. Give me one. Why not? What is a benefit to you? I'm going to put you on the spot, big guy.
Health. Health.
Health.
Health.
Health?
Yeah.
Health.
Health. Alhamdulillah.
Alex.
Inshallah, all of us. And I think of it, the way I look at Ramadan, it's time, the way I look at it, especially in the story, is that it's time for a reset, a spiritual reset. And it's kind of like what the Sheikh was saying today. It's not about just the food. It's not, if you only have the food and the water to give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's more to it than that. And I think for the story, for Hassan, it's about him, things go wrong for him, there's a lot going on, and he just crashes out one day and he's just done with it. So how does he bounce back from that? How does Ramadan help him bounce from that? And some of the positives that he has are his family and friends, being together, having, food together, appreciating other people in his life, And of course, the Eid celebration at the end, got to have that. And that's it. So one of the things I want to say about the story is, you guys, raise your hand if you guys all go to school. Who goes to school? How many people, anybody do anything after school? So we got one, two, so most of the kids, yeah. Do you guys like to play video? I know Abdu plays video games. Abdu, you with me? You like to play video games with your friends? So all these things, Hassan does, he plays video games, he plays soccer, he does well in school, he wants to, do good in his studies, but eventually, it's just too much for him, especially when you pray Tarawih and you're waking up early and you're trying to make time for your family. It gets hard. It's hard for adults too, right, guys? Life in general, and then it gets so much harder with Ramadan. It's just something. I think this story is how do we deal with that, and how do our kids deal with that, and how do they appreciate what they have at the end. If you guys have any questions for me, anybody have any questions about the book or anything?
Do you have questions about Ramadan in general? Yeah? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you don't have a question. Here, you can hold it.
Why is the book called Almost Sunset?
The book is called Almost. It's a line from the book because that's a good question. It's about the time to eat, so it's almost time for Maghrib prayer, and it's just showing, a part of the Ramadan tradition. Anybody else? Yeah.
Why did you choose soccer as a sport and not football or wrestling or anything like that?
That's a good question. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world. So I wanted to make it as open to everybody as possible. My son actually did play football in real life for a little bit. He didn't enjoy it. He's not the sporty type. He's on the robotics team now. We're really proud of him. He's doing well there. But it just is more relatable to everybody, I think. So I chose soccer. It was also fun to draw. And flag football, he played flag football. He didn't play regular football, but that would have been fun. Maybe next time. Anybody else?
Just raise your hand. I had a question. So when I was growing up, when I read children's books, there was nothing but Muslims in there. And I saw it kind of like looking through glass, looking to other people's lives. And now when I see books like this, it's like a mirror back to me. Like I'm seeing my own self in Omar and others. Did you have any books that you kind of related to make you proud as a Muslim American or Yemeni American growing up?
Oh wow, no, actually, I found it very similar to you. There aren't a lot of books like this, which is why this was an important book for me to do. And some of the books that I do know that do feature Muslim characters, it's kind of anti our religion. So I was like, oh no, I want to do something that's positive for our community. So I took this story really seriously. Like I said, it's goofy, but hopefully we see something good. I'm glad that you pointed that out. Thanks.
Why do we have Ramadan and why is it important?
That's a great question. So that's one of the things we're supposed to do as Muslimin. And it's just something that is told to us that is one of our pillars, like the Sheikh said today.
So why is the cover like this scene? Like why is it in front of a masjid with him like having one foot over a soccer ball?
Oh, it's just so one of the things artists do, like this scene doesn't happen in the book necessarily, but something that artists like to do is it's like a movie poster or other book covers. It gives you a good idea of what's going to happen in the book. So, I mean, you can kind of tell there's something going on with the soda. You can kind of tell there's something going on with the soccer ball. There's something going on with the masjid. So all these things come together in the book, but it's not necessarily that we see the scene there. And it looks like the sun is setting. It's a nighttime scene, and there's a city in the background. So it gives you an idea of who this person is. He lives in a city. There's a masjid nearby. It looks like he plays soccer, right? Yeah. So these are all just visual clues to give you an idea of what this story is, what you're getting into. Because I'm not going to be there at the store telling everybody, hey, look at this book. This book is about this, this, and that. But that gives you an idea.
Also, does the book include him being in the masjid?
Does the book include being in the masjid?
Yes.
Yes, there are some scenes in the masjid. I don't think I guess I probably didn't include any of them today, but where was it? The scene outside. Where is it? This one right here. So this is right during Tarawih, or we're about to go into the masjid for Tarawih, or they're already inside. I think those are the last leftover kids. They're playing soccer in the street, but everybody else is inside playing, or not praying, not playing. They're playing outside. Anybody else?
What setting does the story take place in? Like what city?
So I'm very proud to be where I'm from, and it takes place in Oakland. This picture right here is representative of a street in Oakland. So I'm happy to be from there. We have a nice community out there. MashaAllah, you guys are really amazing here. And we have a few masjids out there that are really nice to visit too. So I wanted to spotlight my town.
Are there any famous places from Oakland that you put in the book?
I'm sorry, say it again. Are there any what places?
Famous places that you put in the book from Oakland?
I don't know about famous, but there are definitely some places from Oakland. If you're from Oakland, it'll feel really comfortable to look at the book and be like, oh, I know that place. Or also, it is a cartoony book, right? It's kind of simple looking, but I used real life references. So that's like the real family car that we drive. The school that I draw sometimes in the book is the school that he went to for junior high, for middle school. That's a room in our house. That's a real room in our house. That's our real dining table in our living room. That's the front door. So the door outside the door, that's my neighbor's house. So I do use real life references, and I do use shots of Oakland in the book. But I don't think there's anything famous necessarily that I drew. I don't recall. But I also wanted it to be kind of vague. Anybody else?
When did Ramadan get made?
Oh, mashallah, that's beyond me. I'm not sure. So.
I forgot.
I forgot. Anybody else? You guys? It's okay, Abdu.
You know, this past weekend, my daughters and I, right over to you, we went and saw Dogman at the theater, and you know, there's a very cringeworthy movie, but it's based off the graphic novels of these. Do you know Dogman?
Dogman. Okay.
Yeah, the movie just came out.
Okay.
Or recently came out. So I just wanted to. It's more of a comment. Just the perfect marrying of written word with illustrations. I just love that you. It's just not a book to read. It's also a book to look at the I try.
I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite scene to draw, and what do you think was the hardest to draw?
Oh wow. I think it's the same answer. So at the very beginning of the book, I open up the story. I didn't put it in there, but you guys can take a look at the book later. The very first pages, we start off in this dream, and Hassan is flying over cotton candy hills, and there's hot dogs floating down soda rivers and stuff like that. And so it's like all this funny food-looking stuff. But that was super hard to draw for some reason. And I think it was super hard to draw for a couple of reasons. One, I was making it all up, so it wasn't anything based on real life. I didn't have a real picture to base it off of. And then the other thing, too, is it was the beginning of the book. So I was still a little, like, getting warmed up into the book. So later on in the book, things look a little bit better to me, personally. But in the beginning, it was tough for me to do, so. And I like to work straight when I'm creating a story or drawing or something like that. One thing you'll notice in the book, my son goes to a public school. He has friends that are American. They're not Muslimin. He has all these different friends. They don't really understand him. I grew up like that. I was like the only kid. I was a kid in the early 80s, and my neighborhood was all black African American, and nobody knew anything about me. I was born and raised here. I was put in ESL class. I did not need ESL class. That's English second language class, just because I look different. So it was important for me to get that idea out. And you see other communities that champion for that kind of thing. So you see the African American community, they want to tell their stories. You see the Asian American community, they want to tell their stories, and we should tell our stories. And I think this year has been a really rough year for us. The last year and a half, with everything that's happened in Gaza, everything happening across the Middle East. And I grew up in a time also where 9/11 happened and like all this stuff. Sometimes people look at us and they don't know what to think about us. So I want this. I don't explain a lot of the stuff that's going on. Like if you understand what a masjid is, good for you. If you understand your salah, you know what that is. But I don't explain anything, but I want people to look at it and say, oh, I understand that. From my own faith, from like if I'm Jewish, I get that. Like I understand what Hassan is going through. Or if I'm Catholic, or if I don't have any faith. I want them to relate to him, and I want them to see Muslimin are just like everybody else. So for the other people that aren't Muslimin, that's what I want them to get out of this book. For us, I want us to celebrate and to be happy that we have a book that's about Ramadan. And it's a comic. It's a big comic, so it's pretty good.
Also, how did you get the guy on the cover to write a review of the book? Because I've read his book. It's pretty good.
Let me just read it real quick. It's funny, endearing, and an intimate look at a Muslim family. Gene Luen Yang, best-selling author of American-born Chinese.
Yeah, so he's a pretty big author. For those of you that don't know who Gene Yang is, hold on a second. Let me go back to the cover, what he's looking at. So he's looking at a quote on the cover, and he knows, you know who he is, he said? Yeah, so he's a pretty big author. He's a MacArthur Grant Genius Award-winning author. He was the congressional liaison for children's literature. This man's amazing. So I sent him my book, and he's from the Bay Area, so we knew each other because I'm also part of the cartoonist community. So I like to make cartoons so much that we all know each other. And he read my book and he loved it, and he was like, "Yeah, of course I'll help you out with that." So yeah.
What's the biggest lesson from the book?
I think that's going to be different for everybody else. So I'm going to want to know what you think about that when you do read it. For me, the biggest lesson for me was how to do a book, because this is my first book. So it was a lot of hard work for me to do this book. So I had to learn how to do a book. I had to learn how to work with other people, how to do the word bubbles, how to do the coloring. I did everything by myself. It was pretty scary. We'll go to him and then we'll go.
Are you in the story?
So like I said, it's loosely based on my family. So the dad is kind of me. I think he's in there. So you tell me if it looks like me. Does that look like me? The guy eating? I don't know. Kind of. There it is. That looks like me during Fatar.
Have you ever wrote any books before, like any other ones?
I've written short stories and other goofy things, but this is the first real big book that I've done. And nothing about Ramadan before, like. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about it, the book?
About it, there's I didn't put any pictures here, but there's a chapter. Chapter 9 is a flashback to when he was a little kid and he goes to Yemen. He goes to where my family's from, and I got to draw a lot of stuff that's from Yemeni culture. I got to draw the buildings. We have beautiful windows in Yemen. And that was the most fun thing for me to do, because it's just a lot of quiet pages, and it's just him running with his cousins, or like I put a little note from my grandfather because he had a little axe that he carried with him, so I put it in the window. So all these little family things. It was really nice. It was a personal thing for me. Yeah.
What made you like power through the whole book? Like,
Deadlines. Work. When you're an adult, you got to work. You got to do it. And also, honestly, that's a really good question. What really powered me through it was I wanted to make sure that you guys got it for Ramadan in time. So I had to finish by a certain date to make sure that they had enough time to print the book, that they had enough time to ship the book, and then it got here before Ramadan. Ramadan starts, what, the end of this month? Or the beginning of March. So
Yeah, like when you.
yeah, sometimes with books, it's really weird. Sometimes with books, they say, okay, we're going to finish around here, but they don't. Like, there's this famous book or author, I don't know, it's for adults, something about dragons or, what is that?
How to
The
Craft a
HBO show, what is it? Dragon? Game of Thrones, yeah. But it's a TV show, it's finished, but it was based off a book. The guy never finished the book. He's still waiting to finish it. So it's been like for this. I said absolutely, and like I said, I based it most of it on my family, and I just made sure it was right. It took me over a year to write it, and then we made sure it was correct. Then we changed some things, and then once I got the thumbs up from everybody, then I just started working on the art, and that took me another year.
What was your favorite aspect of the book? Like, what was your favorite part that made the book this book?
What's my favorite thing that made it fun?
Like, what's your favorite thing that distinguished this book from other graphic novels that are Muslim made?
Say it again.
What was your favorite part that made this different from other graphic novels that were
Okay,
written by Muslims?
that's a great question, and I think that gets more into like technique and stuff like that. And I love talking about art. So for me, I think I lean on my strengths of storytelling, and I know when to go faster or slow it down. So some of the panels are really big, and it's quiet time, like the one with the city. That's a 2-page panel. And then there's some other panels where it's he's playing soccer. And when he's playing soccer, he's playing with his teammates, he's packing back and forth. And then when you look at that page, it's going to be like 10, 15 panels. That's not normal. Or they're like diagonal panels or triangular panels. So I think that's my favorite aspect of it. And that's what sets me apart from other people. I think you guys, if you read it, I think you're going to love it. And I think it's going to be one of those books that you keep reading again and again. I don't want you to read it one time and get bored or like, oh, I understand the story and that's it. I think this is going to be a fun story to look at again and again. There are some scenes where it's pages and pages without any words because it needs to be like that. And then there are other pages, there's a lot of words. And so I know when to slow it down and speed it up. And I think that's what makes it different from my other stories, from other people's stories. Yeah.
Are you gonna make a series of this book?
Inshallah. If it does well, yes. I did leave it open for that, but I had no plans yet for that. But if you guys love it and you guys email me and say we want another one, I might. Hold on a second.
How long did it take it?
She was this page, for instance, like one page, or
This page, for example?
yeah, for instance.
This page probably took me a week, maybe, to draw this. Yeah, this one in particular. This one's a lot of work, though. This one was... So there's two reasons this took me like a week. It's going to look a little different from the rest of the book. This is one of the pages that I used to sell the book. So when we were still making the book, they wanted some ideas and they wanted some art to present it to people. And this was one of the ones that sold it for them. So I spent a little extra time. There's a lot more perspective going on. It's kind of hard. But most of the time, I was really fast. I'm one of the faster artists that I know. A lot of my friends were surprised when I did. It's 224 pages. That's a lot of work, a lot of art. And there's coloring and lettering. Yeah, so it takes a while.
Why was the person being mean at school to his friends?
Was somebody what?
The person who was fasting, why was he being mean at school?
Oh, Hassan. Why was Hassan mean to his friends? Sometimes we get hangry. You never get hangry? You get a little grumpy? I'm sure if your mom and dad are here, they would say, yeah, he gets hangry. We all get hangry.
So did you like have any like color or like were you the complete author and nobody else helped you with it?
I did it all myself. In the past, I've worked with other people. Like I said, I usually write for other people. I've done that before. Some companies have asked me to write books for them too. But this time it was all me. It was really scary because I had never done everything by myself. But like I showed you, I also paint and do other things. So I was used to coloring, so I knew what I was doing. But it just made me nervous. Like I can't blame anybody else if I mess up. You know, it's all me.
Yeah, this might be for more the parents and the kids, but growing up, I had a very artistic sister. And one thing that we learned at the mosque and at home was, don't draw people because Allah on the Day of Judgment is going to say, put a soul inside that. And my sister stopped drawing after that. She only did landscapes. And did you ever have that growing up?
I think now more that I'm an adult, I hear that, but I don't know how to answer it. May Allah forgive me if it is wrong. But I
What's
also.
your favorite thing to eat on Ramadan?
Hold on a second. Let me finish with this one. I'll say this though. Inshallah, I think I hope if there is something to benefit from this, then inshallah everybody benefits from it. But may Allah forgive me if it's about. Inshallah, it is. Inshallah, I've heard a lot of stuff. I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole, and sometimes they say just don't do any eyes, and I'm just like, okay, that's weird.
What's your favorite thing to eat on Ramadan?
I think when it's time for Fatar, anything. I think anything. But mashallah, my family, my wife is an amazing cook, so everything she makes is delicious. So yeah, but I think everybody loves. I don't know. What do you guys? That's a great question for everybody else. I love sambusas though. We call it sambusa in my house, and it's delicious. My wife makes it with ground turkey instead of ground beef, or with potatoes. I think you guys maybe do potatoes out here. Yeah. Ground beef. Yeah, we do ground turkey in my house. It's delicious though. What's your favorite food?
I don't know.
All right, we have a lot of questions.
Oh wait, I want to know what everybody's favorite food is.
Okay. I'm going to go around with the mic and everybody tell your favorite food.
Samosas.
So was it Dad? What's your favorite? I want to know.
I'm from Lebanon, and probably if you've heard of kusa in Lebanon or shish barak, I don't know if anybody knows these are.
What is it like?
Shish barak is likely a name come from Turkey, like a Turkish name, but it's essentially dumplings that have ground beef in them, and then they're simmering in cooked yogurt.
That sounds delicious.
So that's the best way to.
And what's really nice is that yogurt. When you're thirsty all day long,
Yes.
it's really nice. Yeah, I can taste it already.
What's your favorite food?
Dates.
Dates? Okay.
I like something soft. I like lentil soup. That's my
Lentil
favorite to
soup?
have.
Delicious.
I like lots of things.
What about Baba?
Baba.
What do you like to eat?
I probably have to say qabli palau. It's an Afghan dish.
And what is
It's
it?
rice with meat and raisins and carrots on top.
That sounds delicious
It's
too.
quite
Yeah.
popular. Yeah.
And mashallah, like we're from all different places. It's all different, but it all sounds delicious.
Let's see. If I had to decide, then samosas.
Samosa. And what do you guys put in yours? What's in the filling?
Ground beef.
Ground beef. Yeah, nice. And what about Baba? What is Baba like?
I'll have whatever she's having. Same thing.
So you guys fight for the sambusas.
Baba's very simple, mashallah.
Pizza.
Pizza. When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah.
Rainbow sushi. Rainbow sushi.
Rainbow sushi? Okay.
It's a rainbow sushi. Oh no, we're gonna go to the adults. Should we?
Go to the
All right,
adults.
we're
I want to know what everybody
put them
eats.
all on the spot.
Samosa.
Samosas? That's a go-to for sure.
What I don't have to cook.
Anything is like
Very
that.
sister answer.
I got no clue.
Teenagers, they'll eat pizza, whatever you want.
What are we talking?
What's your favorite thing had with Darwin?
Manir, look at me. I'll eat pizza anytime too. Don't. I'm not hating on anybody.
What's your favorite?
If they're the porridge with the minced meat. Yeah.
With mincemeat, that sounds
Yeah.
delicious too.
I mean, in Tamil they call it kanji. Yeah, yeah.
It's the same.
Same. MashaAllah. Nice.
Anything.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're hungry, anything
Yeah.
is gonna hit. I know. My family. Okay.
Watermelon.
Watermelon, yeah. I was gonna say, I think for my family, like the biggest thing is like drinking. So yeah, anything that will like quench that thirst is good, and they all get drinks ready. Everybody grabs their own like Gatorade or whatever. Yeah, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Pizza.
Pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
Pizza's very popular. All right, wonderful. Do we have any more questions? We had a lot of really good questions. Maybe? No? Okay, we have another question here.
What's your favorite thing about Ramadan?
That's a really great one. I think it's being together with my family, because we're always rushing all the time, and I think that's my favorite thing about this book too, is that he's always rushing, and I show him when he needs to slow down, because like I said, he's video games, he's trying to play with his friends, he's playing soccer, he's trying to do well in school. And the story makes him slow down, and that's what I love about Ramadan. And this is going to sound really weird. I know you guys are probably too young to even remember, even though it was not that long ago. But during COVID was like the best time for me and my family. It sounds super weird, but we were all at home. It was super nice. Everyone was together. No one was rushing. I didn't have to run out to work. The kids were doing school in the house. And I think we even got a Ramadan during COVID lockdown, and it was the nicest Ramadan we had ever. So it's to be together and to slow down a little bit. It's the best part of it. Great question. Thank you. And I hate to say it, that COVID was like nice to my family, but it made us pull together. It was really nice. And it's silver lining, yeah.
So, how long did it take you? How long would it take you? Well, how long did it take you to only do the drawings and no color? And how long did it take you to only do the color?
Oh, that's a good question. And I did do everything separately. So like I did this first. Like I said, I like to work in order. Otherwise, I'm gonna cheat and do the fun stuff. And also, like I want it to look the same too. If that makes sense. So if I draw one page and then I color it, and then I draw another page and then I color it, it's not going to feel the same. So it took me, like I said, like a year and a half to write the story, and then it took me another maybe year to draw it all, and then the last part maybe another year to color and do the lettering and any editing that needed to be done and fix anything. So like 3.5 years, something like that. But everything took like a year, like maybe the writing, the drawing, and the coloring and lettering. Yeah, behind you.
Okay, so what did you do while you're waiting for iftar?
What do I do when I'm waiting for iftar? I'm usually busy as an adult, like running around. By the end of the day, in the book, I show him like they take naps and stuff like that, and that's a story point in the book. He's always leaving soccer early, and his coach gets upset at him, like, "Why are you leaving?" And he's, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of Muslim friends, so he doesn't really tell them why he's leaving. He just says, "I have family stuff." So the family stuff is he goes home early so he can go to take a nap.
How old were you when you decided to become a writer?
Oh, I don't know when I decided, but I've been doing it for most of my life. I've been making silly stories for a long time.
How long did the story take, like from the time you got the idea till the last bit you colored?
So, like 3.5 years. Yeah, it took a while. It takes a long time to do it and to do it right.
Okay, we're pushing against Asr, so we have 2 minutes until Asr time. So let's make it the last question.
Yeah.
What are any similarities and differences you can draw between the book and your personal life?
Oh, that's a great question, and that's a great one to end it on. I think more than anything spiritually, it's me and my family. It's just the hard facts that are different. So that's me behaving like the dad. That's my wife behaving like the wife. That's my son behaving like him. I think the most is like me personally, like me the person, is a little bit of my son in the book. Like it's his name, but it's probably my character a little bit more, because my son is really outgoing. I was always really quiet, so he's going to tell his friends he's fasting. He's going to be very forward with everybody. So that's the biggest thing, I think, is, it's a lot of me in there, but it's based on him and his name. So, but anyway, thank you everybody for coming out today. I appreciate
Give a
you
round of
guys.
applause.
And I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Keep up the good work, Brother Wahab. We really appreciate this. May Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair.
Ameen. Thanks.
Oh, and those watching at home, you can buy it on Amazon as well. I saw it was on Amazon. But those in the room here, if you want your copy signed, Town Center Books in downtown Pleasanton was nice enough to bring the books out. And so Brother Wahab can sign the book if you'd like to purchase it.